Hey everybody, this is thy professor, and I like to kill people with bolt-action sniper rifles. In all seriousness, today's video is a comparison on the two fully automatic sniper rifles, the VSS V-Torres and the SVU-A, so don't sit back, don't relax, and please don't enjoy this episode of Versus. The table of contents you're watching on screen serves as visual support to all the points I'm going to be discussing throughout this video on both these guns. The colors do have a meaning. Green is advantage, red is disadvantage, and yellow is similarities. You can come back to whenever you want to these pages as they help out to comprehend what stats I'm talking about. And I want to quickly thank Pellets once again for the rate of fire calculations because I do know that he's the mastermind behind the calculations of the T4G comparison tools. And if you're watching this, thank you very much, good sir. Your help for the community is greatly appreciated. To jump right into it, I want to compare real time because that is a huge factor while comparing these two weapons. According to stats and this side-by-side real-time comparison, you can see that the VSS is the clear winner here with a reload time of 4.1 seconds. Although this might feel long, it's not as slow as the SVU-A's reload time of 5.5 seconds. Continuing on, we've got the default sight comparison. Normally I do these for iron sights, but since these weapons don't have iron sights, they're sniper rifles, I'm comparing their initial default scope. And they both have the same reticle and design, but a small little note to point out is the fact that the VSS has a zoom factor of 2.43, while the SVU has a zoom factor of 2.21. I don't know whether to put this advantage or disadvantage, because depending on your situation, they can both be helpful or uncooperative. The damage of the SVU-A is a clear winner here. I made a small table once again to compare these side by side, and in all ranges you can see that the SVU takes the throne. Moving on to bullet velocity, the VSS has a velocity of 350 meters per second, while the SVU-A's velocity is 380 meters per second. Although the SVU wins in this category, I want to mention that this is such a slow bullet speed that using this thing at long range makes it very difficult because of the bullet drop. And for deviation, the VSS has a little bit less than the SVU-A, making it a tiny bit more accurate. One similarity between both these guns is the aim down sight time, which is of course 0.25 seconds for both those guns on the default scope. I just want to notify you guys that if you change the scope to the red dot or anything like that, it will modify that time. So you have to be very careful with what attachments you're going to be using, such as scopes, because you can actually ruin the ADS time. For vertical recoil, the SVU-A does win, but for the horizontal recoil, the VSS is definitely better. If you do notice, the SVU-A's recoil is mostly to the right, and it's making it very hard to kill enemies running to the left, so that you have to take that into account. And also realize that the SVU-A is a bullpup fully automatic sniper rifle. And the VSS V-Torres is unlocked at level 15, while the SVU-A is unlocked at level 6. So if you're into fully automatic sniper rifles, you know, the SVU-A might have to be your first choice before you get the VSS. And when it comes to rate of fire, the VSS does win with 620 rounds per minute, while the SVU-A has 428 rounds per minute. I believe that this is one of the most important factors because since you'll be using this thing at close range, you'd want faster rate of fire to kill faster. And since the SVU-A does have a slower rate of fire, it's not very appealing in that category, and that's why a lot of people do prefer the VSS over the SVU-A. It's just because of that rate of fire. And lastly, a very important factor is the ammo count. The VSS has 24 bullets while the SVU-A only has 16. 16 bullets is so bad, and I think it's the worst ammo count in the game. So you can't really do anything about it because even with casket mags, you will only get 22, which is still lower than the VSS with no attachments. And to conclude, I just want to say that personally, I do prefer the VSS out of both of these fully automatic sniper rifles. I like vertical recoil better on a zoomed fully automatic sniper, and I do prefer more ammo and a faster rate of fire. Damage is not too important to me here because the other points do definitely boost up this gun and make it better than the SVU-A in my opinion. And I love the fact that the VSS has a faster reload time as well, giving me a 1.4 second advantage over the SVU. I have to say that if you sit back and cover up close to the enemy and stay sneaky while using the SVU, I suggest just aiming for the head and tap firing, and as crazy as it sounds, with such high damage, you can be dealing 60 damage from one shot and resulting in a 2-shot headshot with a fully automatic sniper. That's pretty much all I have for today's episode of Versus. This video series, alongside breakdown and many others, takes so much time of editing. The fact that my PC is not really good at editing, it doesn't run editing softwares too well, it takes a lot of time for me to do these edits. If you made it this far through the video and enjoyed it, or just simply want to show some support for my effort, please leave a like rating, as it does help out my channel to reach out to many others and leave a smile on my face. My name is Professor Snipe, and I'm off to Taco Bell.